Welcome to beep 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 beep. Yeah. Let's continue. I wanna create. I'm in a Blender mode, I think. I wanna continue the career of Poliwa. We are wasting a lot of money by getting in accidents, and it's your fault. Why would it be my fault? And well, okay. So listen, this is our money. We want to buy a trailer and see what happens. So let's do that. We are already set. In the last part, we prepared a new job for today's. Is it a lesson? I don't think so. Whatever. Continue. Resume delivery. So if there's suddenly a video stop, that could happen. I'm thinking about taking a longer break for. I have to for finishing my animation. That you see how easily I can be distracted. So don't wonder. If I'm gone for a while, then I work on my main animation. Okay, just saying. But I'm not quite sure at this point in time. Okay. Let's turn off this guy here. Yeah, controller modeled on my Blender channel. Please check it out if you like Blender stuff. Okay, here we go. Let's get everything right from the start. Press F4. Adjusting seat we don't have. Looks good. Okay, let's check the root. I see this is from yesterday still, I think. Okay, we go from Page to Mojave. Again, Mojave reminds me heavily on Fallout. Maybe for the wrong reasons. Maybe the Mojave of Fallout is not written like that. Maybe it's a different place. In fact, I never heard of Page. I've never heard of Flagstaff. Kingman, I saw a stupid movie on Netflix. I didn't like it. Barrowstaff, never heard of this. Mojave, I know. Bakersfield, I've heard. Santa Maria in this regard. Okay. Well, let's drive from here to Flagstaff, Kingman, and then Barrowstaff, Mojave. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. I have to be more careful with our truck. It's our truck. And every time we are running into an accident, causing a crash, or getting the wrong exit, we actually lose a lot of money, which we could use for to buying another trailer. And I didn't see that at all. I didn't see unbelievable. I wasn't paying attention to that. I mean, I was paying attention to the street, not to the traffic lights. Obviously, I didn't see the traffic. I thought this is it looked to me like a construction workplace, like a private area, so I didn't pay attention. But okay, good. Another fine immediately. I mean, I kind of felt like this would happen when I say I have to be careful. I already expected the car right at the start. We would cause a crash or something. So I'm now getting paranoid. Whatever. Balloons. In German there's something called rechts vor links, which means, you know, right before left is the rule. there is no traffic sign or anything like that, or no signal whatsoever, then whoever is coming from the right side can drive first, with some exceptions, I think. Okay, so we have to drive 530 miles. It's a 10-hour journey. So we definitely have to rest once, maybe even twice. For sure twice when I used the wrong exit. So, you know, this time I tried to pay attention to, yeah. Although, I mean, we lose a lot, quickly money, you know, so 700 like that, fine first, but also we make a lot of money actually. It's not too bad. It's not super yeah. Yeah, I'm currently looking for, maybe, you know, I have this idea with those overlays I create, right? They are really becoming something, getting actually good. They are really, really good. Now I think about maybe creating a website or something to either offer them for free for a while, or maybe even, you know, focusing on them after everything is done. When I start to focus only on that, maybe I found something I can make money with, you know, with the Blender stuff. A little bit. It's not gonna be a huge thing, or at least if this doesn't work out, maybe people can use it, you know, for streaming and Twitch and stuff like this. So I was thinking maybe creating. It's right now just a rough idea, but usually when I have an idea, I try it out, you know. That's usually what happens. So I have to think about, yeah. So first of all, main animation has to be done so that it's finally over, and then, yeah, focusing on those little projects. I probably enjoy that more, because you may not know this about Blender, but you can, depending on what you're focusing on, you can create assets, 3D assets for games, for animations, or in my case, or in this case, for overlays. And for animation and overlays, you don't even have to pay attention on too much attention to the performance. Meaning, when you create assets for gaming, you always want to make sure that if an object, for example, is round, like the steering wheel, right, that it is just round enough for the viewer to be happy with, you know, that it looks round, but not getting extra geometry, so that the game engine will not suffer in terms of there is no performance, no lag or whatsoever, right? And usually steering wheels, like in this game, wherever the player, and I just talk from the logic perspective. I'm not in gaming development. I tried Godot and some engines out, but that's about it. But it makes sense to me. Whatever the viewer, the player is looking at, whatever is standing out, like the steering wheel and so on. That you wanna maybe add more details to it, meaning more points, or how could I say that? The object will carry more information, you know, when it carries more information, it's usually also more detailed. It's not always the case. You can really trick around with stuff like this. But eventually, a steering wheel, you want the steering wheel to be round. You know, you don't want to have it like kind of round with some sharp corners, like in those older games. Meanwhile, so you would make sure that things which are in front of the player, like guns, steering wheels, everything the player looks at this all the time, is looking great. And things which are further away, they can be less detailed, like for example the bushes and stuff like this. There's a lot of 2D things going on here, but it works just fine in this game. And so that would be when you want to create stuff for gaming, right? Then you have to keep that in mind always a little bit. Not necessarily. You can also do create a high dense object, meaning an object with a lot of information, which makes the object larger. It's not good for gaming again if the object is large in terms of information it carries, not in terms of scale. Then it's heavier for game engines. But what you can do is you can create the more detailed object first, and then you can recreate that. This guy scares me. You can recreate that after you created a high dense object. You can basically you recreate the same thing using it as a kind of like a template. Sometimes you can actually make really use of it. You can use it as a working on. Well, it's a little bit weird to explain, but you can make use of it and then you have the rough shape, and then you do the game asset using your high dense object. So that is still possible. However, if I do the overlays, I don't actually have to think about making it game ready at all, if I just want to focus on that, right? So, and it's also fun. And maybe I'm gonna make a website where I, create different kind of overlays for different kind of use cases, also different kind of styles, and for people. Maybe this is, that is maybe good also for one man, And that is a little bit my problem. I couldn't find anyone to work with on a project, and I don't want to do bigger scale projects by myself anymore. It's not doable. If I find someone, sure, I would think about this. Maybe going into gaming. Yeah. But right now, everything is a rough idea, but it goes already. If I repeat an idea more often, I usually have already made a decision internally. So now we should already think about, let's check out the map. Okay, we have to go here soon, either here already. We could actually go already to Flagstaff. And then we could also check out this area to see what that is, discover some stuff. And then maybe we can already also, here we could rest and then move on. Maybe that's a good idea. Let's do that. Let's do some intelligent, what's it called? Intelligent design. That's for. Okay, let's focus. Come on. Yeah, so I checked out some websites. I don't wanna. I think I'm gonna go with some easy websites to. I mean, important is to me. I like to play around with, right? So I like to play, but I don't want to get into programming too much. So customization is important. Also maybe the ability that I can show the overlays on the website already appearing, right? I mean, and then I'm going to yeah, maybe make one. And if this is happening, I'm gonna, you know, add stuff for free too. And you guys can check this one out later on. I think an idea is, for example, you know, this the controller, for example, or right now in the down below, that I offer like maybe low resolution assets for free, and higher resolution assets for people who wanna maybe spend some money, if this is successful anyways, right? First of all, you have to see if there is a market for that anyways. Maybe not, and if not, well, then I guess you guys are getting it all for free. I mean, what am I supposed to do with that anyways, you know? What am I supposed to do with that anyways? So let's check out what's over there. Duke Nukem Time to Kill. Played it on the PlayStation. It was an awesome game. So stupid, but it was so cool on the PlayStation already. International truck dealer discovered. Truck dealer, not the other thing. That would be cool. Yeah, international drug dealer discovered. That's something funny in the English language that you guys say. We say Apotheke. You guys, although you have two words, I think. You have the drugstore. You don't say apothecary. This is an old word, I think, from World of Warcraft. I don't know. No, drugstore and another word. More. I think it sounds better. A better word. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Oh yes, the English language is an interesting and funny language. I'm just waiting here for nothing, I guess, yeah. Delikatessen? If this was Delikatessen, that's a German word. So left. Yeah, also saw a bunch of train simulators and so on. But train simulators, I don't know. It's I cannot really decide in which direction I'm going. So I just maybe there's more to it, but it's not really. I don't know. It's just one direction. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, we can go actually. But maybe there's more to it. I really don't know. I mean, I still, the older trains I do like actually. The when I was a child, we drove with the train from Germany to Poland for vacation, and it was a long journey. So I could sleep on the train as a child in this very comfortable, maybe 4 people cabin. So awesome! It was so. I think I've never slept so nice since then. I think this was the best sleep. I just liked it so much. It was chuk 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 chuk. And I always thought this were the old trains. It was, yeah. I thought this chuk 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 is the sound those old trains make. Is due to the trains, but I think Dieter, older friend who already is dead, died, older friend. He told me that it's actually not that case. It's the it's not the train, but it's the old tracks, I think he said. I mean, must be true. I mean, Dieter was very knowledgeable about everything, so I trust him on this. Maybe he maybe he was screwing with me and now laughing. I don't think so though. Okay, we have this. I forgot to actually sleep, right? Yeah, I forgot to sleep. Yeah, there's always something I forget. Let's see. Sleeping is possible here. Well, that's okay. Maybe it's even good that we sleep later, and we can really use the most of the time. I know, maybe we can do this with one time sleeping. I think we can manage it. Huh? What? Oh, this is me. This is the... What is that? Ah, we have 2 different ones. I didn't even know that's a thing. I wanted to check the map. So the Enki. I see. I see. Okay, let's check the light. Okay, seems to be good. Looking all good. Okay, soon we have to enter the gas station. Someday I wish are upon a star. Wake up where the clouds are far behind. Ooh. Behind. Now we can. About this, I don't know if this is like in the real world the same. I have no driving license, but what I hear often is people are getting upset when speed signs suddenly change and they don't realize that. I mean, this is a game. I cannot really comment on that. I don't. And also, you know, in a game, yes, I don't pay so much attention. But this is again a game. It's not my brain is not alert, or I know when I don't pay attention, and you know, it doesn't have a consequence in real time, in real life. So, believe me when I say I would put more attention. You know, I would pay more attention in the real world while driving. You can be sure about that. But if it's anything like that, then I can understand that you can sometimes miss that. I'm getting upset about this. So I think right, we have to go right side now. Gas station we want to reach. However, if you drive too fast, it's your fault. When you are fast driving, it's your fault. I have no understanding of that. I think in general people drive too fast. It's stupid. Because driving fast is no skill. You don't have to be a skillful person to drive fast. And I'm not a fan of it. And every time I bring it up to everybody, I didn't know I couldn't enter. You know, every time I mention it to everybody who's driving too fast, I heard same response. I don't drive fast. They get angry a little bit. They get really angry. Me? No, I don't drive too. Now the problem is when you're not driving, right? You cannot control that. You have to rely on the person driving. That's the problem. So, what am I doing? Anyway. So. Okay, so let's see. Where can I sleep now? Can I stay here or can I sit there? Left side. Yeah. Okay. This is very practical actually. This is pretty good here. How do we stay? Yeah, that's where the game is a little bit. It would be great if we only get a fine if there's a police officer near us, you know. When we run over a stop sign. Okay, so we have gas, we are well rested. So far no major distractions. Little distractions, little things like getting more gas. This wasn't planned, but I could pay enough attention that we did this at least. So we rested, we have gas, we can continue. And careful with, please let me in. Hey. So, okay. No, so far so good. Yeah, I missed the rain a little bit, to be honest, in the Euro Truck Simulator. I also increased the chances of rain. Here everything is default. But there is something to the, you know, with the rain and it's getting dark. So. I'm gonna lock the system with the cruise control at 70 miles per hour and let it drive. There's actually an interesting Simpsons episode about truck driving. I mean, there's a Simpsons episode about everything meanwhile, I guess. Weekend book. Phoenix. Soon Kingman. From Kingman to the south. Look at this guy. So let's see. Next rest stop, 12 hours. Yeah, we should be able to actually really just deliver this guy. If I don't get into any accidents or whatever. No fines. Don't drive too fast. Don't cause a car crash. Then we make some money. We have to wait ourselves. Don't know. It doesn't say anything, so I'm skipping it. Again, I don't know why we need to wait ourselves, so this is very random to me. Maybe this is an American thing. Maybe you have to do it also as a person, just walking on the street. So random check. How much do you wait? No, I don't think so. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so many fat Americans. I know, but it's true. Meanwhile, also in Europe. And no, I don't have anything against bigger people. It's not like that. But you know, it is true that Americans in general, I think you guys pretty on the scale, on the fat side of the, I know, of the what's it called? You know, this you know, there is a summary of different countries, and I think you can check where the people with the most weight are living, and where the thinnest one, and so on. So we have to get to the thing here. To the Accra, yeah, to the culture. Yeah. Yeah, and if you're overweight, again, if you're feeling fine, that's actually not a problem. There are many thin people much more unhealthy than bigger people. I think to me, this is about a balance, you know, and it also plays a role. You can be thin, but if you're like eating bad and you're always stressed out or something, you're not living long. Forget about this. So if you're more a relaxed person and enjoying life, you know, you can be bigger and completely healthy, and that's not a problem. But if you are at a certain amount of weight, obviously there is a certain amount of weight where it becomes dangerous, then you should do something about that, and you should start with admitting it first for yourself, not for everybody else, for yourself, and then maybe working on that if you can for the people you love, you know. Not for yourself. Maybe if you cannot do it for yourself, do it for the people you love. And then, but I don't, you know, judging. I really don't. I don't do at all. Because first of all, it's easy. And the second thing is, when I was younger, I had also to take medications. So sometimes medication, depending on what you take, can really mess with that. So not saying, I think overall, no matter if you take medication or not, if you eat less and then you exercise a little bit more, then you can still do it. But there are some medications which make you tired and make you sleep more and increase your cravings. So you want to eat more sweet stuff or chips or salty stuff, you know, more like usually. And that is really a problem, because when you're tired and you eat and you crave for the stuff which makes you tired, you're more tired, and meaning you don't walk around. And moving is actually not as sufficient as you cannot, what did I say, outrun calories. So, but what's happening is when you do a lot of exercise, during the time you're not eating, you're busy, you're keeping yourself busy, and you develop a habit where you don't eat all the time, right? So that helps you overall to distract yourself from just sitting around and eating snacks. It's actually the craving which is the most dangerous thing. And with some medications, there was a time when I got bigger without doing anything. You know, I was just more hungry for anything, and so I can understand that this can just happen to you. Which was also weird to me because I'm not built like this. This is not my natural thing, you know. So it was, interesting to see how this happens. And again, it's always easy to judge, you know. And also, this is not really helping. Addressing it to a friend you're concerned about is important, but to just blame is not helping. This is not helping at all. It's better to always go down of the same, you know. If you have a person in general you want to help, go on, you know, try to see the view of the point of view on the same level. Get to the same level first before you make judgments, before you tell them what they should do, what they do wrong, because usually they know exactly what they do wrong. This is not the problem. The problem is they cannot help themselves getting out of that. So first you're gonna be understanding and try to see the point of view and offer them help if they want to. Because if they don't want to, it's also gonna be harder. You cannot make people want to stuff, you know. Yeah, that's enough. And again, if you're just a little bit chubby on this and happy, I think you're gonna be fine. You know. Happy and chubby is a thing. This can work a long time, you know. My mom's boyfriend, they're not together anymore, but they're still in contact, you know. This guy always, you know, was always more chubby, on the chubby side, but always active, always happy, and enjoy the life, you know. So I think then when you're a lot chubby, that's just maintaining it. Don't make sure it's not getting too, you know, not breaking to any threshold, which is really unhealthy, which causes your problems. That you don't want to have that. But if you just enjoy life and you feel good, that's good. And again, do it for yourself, not or for people you love. Then it's fine. Enough of this now. Who am I to tell you anything? Well, I'm 42 years old. I have a little bit of experience. Yeah, but so are you, I think. The people who watch, they are the same age. And if you're the same age, you don't listen to anything, I think. Okay, not long anymore. Today we drive okay so far, but in Germany we say, du sollst den Tag nicht vor den Abend loben. So it basically means you should not celebrate the day before it's ending, because it can still go wrong. Yeah. Or don't celebrate too early. You could say that to make it easier. Don't celebrate too early. Yeah, the thing is, you know, I don't like. I mean, this is tricky. I gotta say, even for me, I do not know where I would put myself. This is really, really tricky. But what do you think? If the street would be full with real advertisements, like McDonald's, Burger King, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and so on, I think in a game like this, I don't know if I would actually be against that. I'm usually very against everything which causes me. I think in this game it would be fine, maybe, because what I like to experience in games is immersion, right? I want to get lost in the game a little bit. Usually, that's the main purpose of it. I want to, you know, break from reality, enjoy a game like a fantasy world. And I don't like when the game is reminding me on the real world with advertisement, with stuff you should buy and so on. However, in a game like this, it's a simulation anyways. In this case, I might, yeah, I think maybe that would be okay if it's done well, if it's done maybe not overdone, and maybe if they can also, yeah, this is tricky, right? But I think this, yeah, it could. I think I could be okay with it. I could be okay. Maybe if they would give the player a choice, meaning, hey, do you wanna see real-time advertisement for the immersion or whatever the word is? I'm not sure if I pronounce it right. Or do you don't like that? If the option is given to the player, I think then I have nothing against that. But maybe they can also, you know, make the game cheaper. I don't know. Then you have this advertisement power. I don't want that neither. But it would be okay in this. Yeah, this is even hard for me. I cannot say. This is tricky, really. Because if you have McDonald's, you know, then you wanna also have like remind people. Well, McDonald's is not everything, right? The younger generation, you make sure you eat, you know, the good stuff. Get some nutritions and so on, so it should be balanced. But you could actually create a game like that. You could go ahead and say, hey, listen, we're gonna create this game. You go to McDonald's, you put a lot of, you could finance the game through advertisement and say, hey, listen, we wanna make the simulation, but the advertisement is gonna be placed as signs, like in the real world. There are no interruptions of the gameplay. There are no interruptions in the menus. The signs is the advertisement. That's it. If you can do that, you have actually you can offer a free-to-play game in the best way possible, even for people like me, which is not easy to get to agree to that. But if it's done like that, I think I'm okay with that. I think so. But this is really tricky. I gotta say, this is really tricky. As a free-to-play, well, cannot. Yeah, I mean the free-to-play thing. This is a whole different topic. I'm not gonna go into that now. But that would be the only, if this is a simulation where advertisement like that makes sense, then it's okay, I think, as a free-to-play, or as an option to turn it on and off in the menus. Yeah, and I don't dislike. I mean, I eat meanwhile more and more healthy for healthy reasons. You know, getting older, experience some shit too. So, but I like fast food once in a while. It's It's nice. I like it. There's nothing bad. You just cannot eat too much of those things, you know. It's just a balance thing. Enjoy it once in a while, and then, you know, eat your own thing. Start cooking yourself is also good. Get better at cooking. Then you can control what you put into your food. And there is a difference when I buy those grocery stores. Aldi and so on should be also meanwhile popular in America. You know, like Walmart. There's those weird bakeries which are not really bakeries. They just, you know, heat up their frozen stuff. Sometimes the bad things, when I eat them, I can feel my body suffering. I can feel that I have less energy and so on. And when I create the same thing at home, it's not that bad. It's still not, sometimes not good to eat too much of the flour thing. But it's a difference. I mean, the older you get there, the more you have to be aware of that. And what I also do, maybe you like this when you don't like salad, for example, like what I eat meanwhile for the eyes and stuff is a spinach salad. And I don't like salad so much. I think it looks good. I like the green, how it looks, you know. And it's not that I hate that. It's just never has been my favorite. But what I do, I eat it every day, like a tiny bowl of salad. Like I eat it like it would be medicine I have to swallow, you know. I just wash it quickly. I don't add anything to it. I just have a half bowl of baby spinach, wash it, put it in my mouth, chew it, and swallow it. And that's my daily routine now. I do this since, I think, a month or something. And yeah, I think I feel good right now. Energy is there. And it's good for the eyes. Yeah, when you're between 30 and 40, I think this is usually the time where people start looking into food, because until 30 it's actually not a problem. You feel whatever you eat, it's, you know, it's energy, it's food, it's whatever, you don't think about it. But, you know, after a while you feel something happening, and you start to make some connections, and you try to figure out what the hell is going on. Yesterday I felt good, today I feel like shit. What is happening? You know, and you try to figure this out, and then you look into those things. So far we made it. That's already good. Okay, here we go. I think it's the same, right? Somewhere there, like always. I think it starts to become more of the same. Yeah, I think we had a similar situation like this already. Okay, so let's do that. check from here. Yeah, I see. This is so... It's not easy sometimes. It's not easy. Can't say. No. Not pretty enough. Still not perfect, but let's be on the safe side. Okay, this was actually kind of successful, except the beginning was tough, right? In terms of I got fined. How much money did we make? Not so much, actually, only... Why? Are we late or something? No. Long distance bonus. I thought we would make more money, but I think it's okay. Overall, it should be okay. Okay, so we have now 28,000. Are we now able to check that out, actually? Trailer Explorer. Okay. Yeah, that's a question. What do we do with the trailer when we have one? How do I pick up the right thing then? Trailer, Truck Explorer. How do we buy this thing again? Here, like so. So we can buy those things and then we can transport them, depending on what, yeah. If we have our own trailer, I wonder if we make even more money then. I think it makes sense, right? We should make more money with that. That's animal stuff. Level 9. This looks reasonable. Combined with the truck we have. Cargo none. Dynamite. Cargo preview, I see. We have to... I don't know if we have to choose one. Oh, I don't think we can carry that. We can. I think it's not strong enough. I think this looks reasonable. A little small though. I thought it's bigger. I know. Let's not overuse this joke. No. Yeah, I think we go with a standard thing, or maybe all thing, huh? I think we are level 10. We could go get this one here, but I don't like it. It looks weird. No, I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to have a pretty truck deliver pizza and stuff. Yeah, it is what it is. Let's get this guy. Single, yeah. If I choose single, it becomes smaller. Why is this happening? Now what's better? I don't know. I mean, we are level 10, so I think we're gonna use that. No, blue is fine. Yeah. What else do we have? This guy. No, let's use blue. Blue is okay. What is that? I don't know. Okay. So, what do we do with that? Leave? That's it? I wanted to buy this thing actually. Trailer purchase. Here it is. Okay. I see. Okay. I don't know what we were looking at right now. I have no idea. This guy. Oh, 41,000. We don't have that money. This amount of money. I see. What do we do? Contains type cargo type. Containers and container tanks. If we have this thing, I have no idea what to do with that actually. I think if we have that, we can just pick up some cargo still, right? Container carrier. Do we need a container carrier actually in order to have a container? I don't know. This is a weird concept to me. So you know what? We're gonna save money for this guy and then we buy this guy. That's it. Let's keep it simple, you know? Let's keep it simple. Okay. Yeah, but in the next part. Arigatone. Amazone. Como estane? Pattolone. Sempre, sempre su. Bye bye.